Yeah. Not a striper, but I can the fillets. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How do you cook them up? Yeah, go ahead.
Put them in a pressure canner. A little bit of a, what is it called? A little bit of white vinegar with some onion and garlic cloves, and it makes the bones soft.
Oh wow.
And then we make them into fish salad, or we
There you go.
or we make fish patties out of them, like salmon patties.
Oh, interesting.
They fry up really well.
Yeah, I can see that. Especially with the way the price of food's going up, it doesn't have to have something extra.
Oh no, always have extra. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
Had a buddy call me the other day. He gave me a 1,300-pound Brahma cow.
Woo.
She's about 12 years old, so I got a lot of burger.
There you go.
Sorry, buddy.
Jackson, you got to get back to the floor.
Your name Jackson?
Yeah,
He ain't looking.
that's Jackson.
You're Jackson? That's a weird name for a girl.
Tell him, say I'm a boy. Tell him.
He 3?
Oh, just 2.
2?
A big 2.
Yeah. I got a 3-year-old in Texas who's mad as a hornet. I'm here without him.
Oh, I bet.
Mad.
I was born in Texas.
Where at?
Well, Texas City at the hospital, but Alice was home until the hurricane came.
Yeah. I'm about 5 hours from Texas City. I'm in Poetry, Texas. It's little. Got too many Californians moving there.
They'll change the place.
Well, so far we're voting them out on everything, trying to make us a city and put like city rules in the country.
Oh my goodness.
Complaining about me shooting a coyote at 2 in the morning.
That was
Coyote should have stayed out of my chicken coop.
well, my son was just saying he's ready to go coyote.
They're everywhere, cutting down all these wheat fields. My buddy borrowed my thermal. They shot a bunch of them last night.
Lots of darn hogs taking over.
Huh, we've had that.
Asian carp taking over.
That's what I'm doing. I'm gathering up. We can them, make them into fish patties.
Oh, there's people that say that they're really good.
They are.
Bone.
They really are. They are bony. That's why we can them. Makes the bone soft. But yeah, we've had hogs for years. I get calls every once in a while to go into the city because they get a hog in somebody's flower garden, rooting up somebody's yard in the middle of the city. I've killed hogs in downtown Dallas.
Oh my God. Well, you know, the way that the trees is going away by the wayside, there's going to be a lot more wild animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got a 30-acre field right next to us, and they just getting ready to pave it.
Pave it.
The deer coming, they get in my pond. I mean, bless their hearts, they ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
They bed down in my flowers and drink out of my goldfish ponds.
I remember
Get in my goldfish pond.
in Savannah, we used to hunt deer in the middle of town. Bow and arrow hunting deer because they're up in people's yards eating the rose bushes and stuff. They're pretty adaptable, but man, the hogs are just super. Hey everyone, Scott with All Out Outdoors. Johnny, Daddy's recording. Shh. We're here in the kitchen. I got back from Kentucky. Y'all saw me clean the fish several times, so now we're gonna go into how to prep it. So we have our fish. It's not boneless because it has the Y bones in it right here, but there's the canning operation and the melee of the kitchen because I've destroyed everything today. And we're gonna go through this. So This is the verb. The outdoor verb, everybody.
All right, so
You look very nervous on camera.
thank you.
You're welcome. Very uncomfortable.
So for pint jars, you need 1 teaspoon of salt, and we have quarts, so we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of salt.
That's canning salt, everybody. See the...
And then, because we aren't really sure how we like our fish, we like to experiment and have different kinds of fish. So one of these I'm gonna do vinegar, and it's just 2 tablespoons of vinegar.
The vinegar acts as a preservative with the salt, and it makes the little Y bones that are inside of this fish soft.
Correct. And then we're gonna put some onion down in there. And some garlic. Just a little bit of garlic.
And you got to be careful with canning, because if you put too much of anything in there, it'll super overpower it.
And then you take your fish and you drop it down in. And when you get a little bit down in there, about like that, you take your spoon and you want to kind of push everything down. So you have a nice packed in process.
You basically want to remove all the air from it that you can.
That way you can get all the fish in there.
Now, when we've done this in the past with grass carp, which is a type of Asian carp, we've made fish dip out of it, or basically fish salad. Johnny would come back with the empty Ritz cracker to put more fish on it. Or we make it into fish cakes. And y'all seen the fish cake recipe used on the sand bass? So we use the same recipe, but the fish is already cooked. So we don't do anything besides add seasoning and mix it. So what are you doing here?
Just finishing stuffing it. You have to leave an inch of headspace. So see how there's still a whole line here that's about an inch? And then when you're done with that, you take a paper towel, and this is just vinegar in a spray bottle. And you wipe the rim, and you put the lid on, and you just want it to be finger tight. And then because we're doing different kinds, I mark it. So it's got salt, onion, and garlic.
Sog.
Yep. And then we're gonna do this other one. And we put everything in here. Let me show them this. So we already have some done. I'm gonna put one more in here, and then I'm gonna turn my pressure canner on.
What level?
You turn it on high. I can show you. You want me to finish stuffing that
But I
one?
mean, how many PSI is it? I mean,
Oh, you do 10 PSI for 140 minutes.
there we go. 10 PSI, 140 minutes. The bones are going to come out soft, just like you have canned salmon or something like that.
Yep.
All right. We'll pull it out. When we pull it out later on, we'll show you in, and we'll probably put some together here before the video's done, so y'all can see the. You're seeing the cook, but we're going to do a couple of recipes, whether we do fish salad, or we make the actual fish cakes, so y'all can see it. All right. So as the spousal unit stated, pressure cooker is done, and we let the gauge set, still hot, all the way down to 0. So that means there's no pressure in it. I can pull this off. And now we can open it up and check our cans. So let me get that done, because they're gonna be hot. And I will be, well, we'll just go ahead and film it while we do it here. When you do this, pick straight up and get straight back, because the steam coming out will burn you. Haha. And you see them bubbling down there. That just, whoops. Let's steam up a. You should be able to see them bubbling down here. And that's just part of the cooking process. So all of these are done. We can slowly lift them out now and set them down, or you can actually, and you're not supposed to jostle these around very much when they're done. So as soon as I can get one to cool off enough, I'm gonna break it open and make a little bit of fish salad, and then probably cook a little bit of fish cakes with it. So we can try it out. Well, see, we don't add any fluid to it. That fluid is actually cooked off of your fish while you're doing this. So, let me get this thing opened here. Sealed properly. No longer sealed properly. It does not smell fishy at all, which is outstanding. Your normal fish salad, like tuna fish. In Texas, I don't know about the rest of this country, this is Texas where I'm at. This is mayonnaise. I understand this says Miracle Whip and salad dressing. Texas, mayonnaise means Miracle Whip. Just like when we ask you if you want a Coke, we're not talking about Coca-Cola. A Coke means any type of caffeinated, carbonated beverage. That's a Coke in Texas. If we say, you want a Coke? You say, yeah, what kind? No. Hey, quit chewing on my trolling motor, dog. I'm rebuilding a trolling motor on the kitchen table, so shh, don't tell my wife. So anyway, we got the fish here. Had a few big bones in it. I just went ahead and pulled those out. Got this here. We're gonna add just a little bit of mayonnaise, Miracle Whip for all you proper weird people out there. Mayonnaise. There should be a fair amount here. Mix it around. Ruger, why are you chewing on everything? The squirrel dog we got, we have named him Ruger, although he was called Six before because he has 6 toes on 1 foot. Now I almost messed up this whole operation because I forgot my Ritz cracker. Stand by with a Ritz cracker. Asian carp fish salad. Way better than tuna fish. It actually has a almost like a chicken salad kind of flavor to it versus any kind of fish salad or a seafood salad. Now, y'all see all the bones here? Anybody else gonna chew up fish bones and eat them? Because that's how soft they are. So, you don't have to worry about bones in it. If you see big ones like these right here and you wanna pull them out, go ahead. If you don't, they're not gonna stab you, get hung in your throat or anything like that like they do on our normal stuff. That is that. All right, we got all our ingredients here. We don't need canning salt. Breadcrumbs, crushed up about half a sleeve of Ritz crackers for this. That is a quart jar minus what little bit I used earlier of the Asian carp. Mayonnaise. Everybody understand how that works. Worcestershire sauce. Mustard. An egg. And one of the secret ingredients if you want it a little bit spicy. This right here is Freedom hot sauce. Okay? Made right here in Texas. This is not your standard vinegary hot sauce. A buddy of mine that was, I like saying was a Marine to mess with him, is a Marine, Marsoft Marine. He made this hot sauce, calls it Freedom hot sauce. This is more like having your own My wife uses it on eggs, her sauce, everything else, but it's not the real vinegary type of hot sauce that you would get. This hot sauce right here has a really good flavor. You can taste the garlic, you can taste mesquite in it, a little bit of smoke, but it's a fantastic, I mean absolutely fantastic sauce. If you get a chance, check it out at freedomhotsauce.com. Veteran-owned company, so Freedom Hot Sauce, and you see right there at the bottom, freedomhotsauce.com. All right, ingredients on it. No MSG, any of that stuff in it, made all natural. I think they sell it at HAB down in Houston, Texas. Other than that, order it online. Y'all will really like it. So I'm gonna get these ingredients going here and get this mixed up. Now the Worcestershire sauce is not very much, just a couple of dashes of Worcestershire on this. Depending on how soft you want this to be, that's how much of the Miracle Whip or mayonnaise here in Texas you want to add to it. All right. And I do not like mustard at all, but I cook with it all the time. Later on, we'll probably, one of these other days, we're going to do a maple Dijon glazed salmon. The salmon's really fishy. That's one of the things that I get a kick out of cooking. All right, a little bit of mustard in there. Get that. We need an egg. 1 egg binding thing, and the Freedom hot sauce. Oh, this is, my wife has been absconding with my hot sauce. It's almost out. So I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of hot sauce for this whole thing here. Give it just a little kick. And I'm going to use about half a sleeve for a quart of this. Now this is what we were doing this earlier. So about half a sleeve. This is my preferred type of breadcrumbs when I cook something like this. All right. Oh no, I get my finger in hot sauce. All right, get this all mixed up here, everybody. You want this about the consistency of Play-Doh, roughly. When you go to do this, you don't have to break up the chunks and put it in a food processor, anything like that. If you're stirring around and you see a big bone, even though they're soft, feel free to pluck it out. But it's not gonna hurt anybody, which is the main thing that we're wanting to make sure doesn't happen in this experiment. I wouldn't have any problems letting Johnny eat this, knowing that these bones are soft. They're not gonna stab him in the mouth. They're not gonna get hung in his throat. Any of that type of stuff. Now, this looks pretty good, about like Play-Doh, so you could patty it up, fry this in oil. I tend to try to stay away from the oil, so I'll be using the air fryer here in just a minute. Bear with me while I drag this thing out and go from there. That's what they look like coming out. Nice, crisp around the edges. You get little white marks where the bones are in there. Doesn't hurt anybody. Doesn't make them any harder. Anything like that. So, let them cool down here and we'll do a taste in just a minute. I think these things have cooled down enough that I can grab one without burning the Fukushima out of my hands. So, we're going to try it out. Crispy outer edge, a little bit of bite from the hot sauce. I think those are better than any salmon cake you're ever going to get. I would normally dip them in a little ketchup. Go ahead and make fun of me, I don't care. But for an invasive species of fish that everybody thinks is a trash fish, filter feeder, it's definitely a way to add them to the table, add them to the menu. And if they're here, we might as well make use of them. So, thanks for being with us on All Out Outdoors.